Just doing a quick mic check to see if
What is that?
I sound good here.
You always
Do I sound
good to
alright?
me, Perry.
I'm talking about on the stream.
Perry, you always sound good, buddy.
Sarah, do I sound okay on the stream? Hello?
Sucking up is not gonna
Okay.
save you from all the vampires.
Alright, so you can stop watching the stream now because I'm about to show notes.
But like, Perry...
Too late. I'm watching. Can't stop me.
Pause it. Pause it now. Stop it. Sarah? Sarah?
Is Sarah even there?
Is he here? He said he was muting himself. I don't know. Is he coming back?
Okay.
Sarah, you...
Sorry,
Okay.
I had to freaking watch an ad first.
Oh, okay, cool. Alright. Alright, you can stop watching. So anyway,
Yeah, I already did.
we can go ahead and start the recap of the session. So we're going to do that. Previously on Curse of Strahd, the party at one point made it to the city of Vallaki, and at one point they rescued a young girl by the name of Arabelle. Shortly after that, they were followed through the city by a strange man who claimed to be working for a woman named Lady Voctor, who was a rich noblewoman who seemed to disagree with the burgomaster of the city, and also tried to keep tabs on the party, wanting to basically know everything that goes on in the village. They threatened him and gave her wrong information as to the direction that the party was headed. After that, shortly after that, they met a strange toy maker by the name of Blinsky. And when they met this strange toy maker, they noticed something peculiar in his shop, a doll with the exact likeness of Irina Kolyana, who was the woman that they've learned Strahd is after, because he keeps calling her Tatiana, and he really seems infatuated with this woman. They brought her to the city of Vallaki with her brother Ismark, and they were last seen working at the Blue Water Inn where they left them. Shortly after that, the party had a lead that some bones were stolen from the church, and these bones were of a popular and famous and powerful saint by the name of Saint Andrel. And these bones basically functioned as a creation of a hollow spell within the church, as long as they're buried within the church. But they had been stolen. They had a lead that basically the coffin maker had hired a young boy to basically steal the bones for him, but they were unable to find them in the shop. What they did find, however, or rather what Caspin found instead, were 6 vampire spawn hiding in crates on the second floor of the coffin shop. This initiated a very, very deadly combat encounter, but thanks to some luck and a nice... and the power of Kelemvor, he was able to use his turn undead channel divinity to buy enough time for the party to be able to isolate 2 of the vampire spawn, killing one of them. Also, something that happened during the fight was that the coffin shop caught fire from a scorching ray misfire or 2. As the place was burning to the ground and smoke was billowing out of the establishment, Orath tried to stay behind and slow the vampire spawn down so that his friends could get out. As his friends left the building, they were questioned by the guards who were now coming to check out what had happened here, why this coffin shop was on fire. And Izek Strasny, the captain of the guard, was not convinced by the party's pleas until he had heard both the populace and even his own men start screaming about vampires walking down the walls of the building, the burning building. At that point, the stern and humorless hulk of a man turned to face the monsters himself, telling the characters that they better help as well. Unfortunately, the guards seem to be largely ineffective against the vampires, their mundane weaponry not really doing very much, especially when you consider the vampire's natural regeneration. As such, there is currently panic in the streets as the battle continues. And that's where we pick off right now. So, I'm going to go ahead and start the music. Here it is. Okay, so to set the current scene, there is absolute pandemonium in the streets right now. People, the commoners of the town are running and screaming for their lives as the word of vampire spawn in the village has started to spread throughout the center of the city. Guards are now ringing bells, warning bells to try and get people inside their homes. You hear them shouting orders, saying, "Get inside, lock yourselves indoors, do not answer the door for anyone." Basically trying to protect the populace as much as they can. Also during this, there are several commoners visible to the party right now in the middle of this battlefield, many of them terrified for their lives. Shortly before this, one of the guards was ripped in half completely by one of the vampire spawn, clearly outmatched in strength, speed, and power in every single way. It is currently Orath's turn, and I am going to... Yes. I'm actually fast-forwarding that a little bit for the sake of time and for the sake of the map not being good. So we fast-forward a little bit past that point, and I'm going to move you guys to the new map, where we'll pick this up.
Oh, nice. Ooh.
Yes, very, very fancy.
Well, this is where I die.
Yes, so as you can see in the sort of northeast corner of the map is where the building that is now on fire and billowing smoke out. But Orath, it is currently your turn. What would you like to do? You are currently... there are 4 guards directly to the right of you, as well as 8 guards in front of you trying to surround the vampires. You see 2 commoners up ahead, also with a child near them. And you hear all around you screams of all the folks who are in complete panic as they rush around. What do you do?
All right.
We aren't in the turn order anymore.
You should be. I have mine.
Do not appear to be.
Oh. Mine is working. That is odd. I'll just call on you for now. I'm not sure why it's not working. If you click the turnover order and it doesn't show it, if you like refresh.
It just shows the vampire spawn.
Okay. Give me a sec. This will take a while to... I'm not sure why it's not showing. Let me try closing mine and reopening. Why does it work for me? Alright, well... let's just keep going for now. Orath, it's your turn. For now.
Alright, and
Fix
the
this
people
another.
to the north are civilians, all the way to the north?
Yes.
Okie dokie. I will go ahead and run up this way, turning behind me as I'm going to use one of my attack actions to actually do an attack type ability. I'm going to grapple the one to the north, but I'm going to try to bash the one to the ground to the south.
Okay. So the bash is a opposed strength check.
Yep.
Okay. All right, you succeed. They're prone.
And then I'm going to try to grapple the one to the north of me.
That's another strength check. Yep. So you guys are you're locked, but they can still freely move. All right.
I'll look to the guards and we'll just tell them, protect the civilians.
They will give you a hesitant nod as they look at their friend who has been completely ripped in half by one of the vampires.
Oh, he'll be fine. A little bit of glue.
At this point, one of the vampire spawn will turn to one of the guards, and she will basically attempt to claw him.
Which one?
One of the guards, basically, you're nowhere near him. But that will hit. And you watch as she basically rips one of his arms completely off with her first claw attack, and then goes in for a second. And yeah, she completely disembowels him with the other hand. The guard next to him drops his spear in panic as he sees that.
Okay, that could have gone better.
Yes, that's it for her turn. Okay, at this point, it is Best's turn. So, Best, your current situation is you are in an alley next to Caspin. Young Arabelle is behind the both of you. And directly in front of you, you see Orman not far away, about 10 feet away, as well as 4 guards and the captain of the guard, Ezek Strasny. You also see Lilia a little further up to the north as well. What would you like to do?
Were there any vampire spawns near me?
Yeah, so you can see there's about 5 of them about, let's see, 25 to 40 feet away from you roughly. They're all within your spellcasting range if you'd like to do something.
Do you have spells left?
No,
Cantrips.
you have cantrips.
I had no spells left?
Yes, because first of all, you didn't get a good night's sleep last night anyway.
Yeah,
So.
that's true. Actually, I forgot. I didn't get any night's sleep, and then this is immediately after a fight.
Yeah.
So,
Well, let me put it this way. My options right now, I have 1 spell left, and other than that, my cantrip is Toll of the Dead, and I'm not going to use Necrotic on a vampire.
It's a vampire spawn. It might work.
Oh yeah, it might. I also could just shoot it with a crossbow.
let me see here.
Regardless, they'll be resistant to both damage.
Yeah, we all know how my Toll
Wonderful.
of the Death has gone.
Yeah, I have no level 2. So, let me try.
You have a short bow, don't you?
I
Also,
have a
why
short
does my
bow,
health
yeah.
keep going down to friggin' 15 every time? Did I not change it?
Are you saving it on the character sheet?
I'm pretty sure I put it on the character sheet. Yeah, my total hit points is 28. It says.
Trying to find. There I am. I don't know why I
You know
had
what I
such
was
a hard
at,
time
Terry? I
finding.
know I wasn't at full.
Let me see if I can check. I'm gonna try.
My health dropped a couple times too.
I'm setting your token to there.
I'll
there we go.
use a level. I have. No, I'll save this for healing. I'll use. I'll just shoot him with my short bow, actually.
Okay. So there's one directly in front of Orath that you could shoot.
I'll shoot the one directly in front of Orman because he is not as strong as Paladin Boy in terms
No,
of.
that's not a vampire.
That's not a vampire. That's a
Wait,
cat.
no.
No.
Oh, I mean, what's the difference?
We don't know
should-
yet.
Fair.
I'll
Valid.
shoot the one right next to.
Only his hand is resistant to necrotic damage. That's right.
Go ahead and make your rolls. You will have to peek out a little bit, though. You'd have to move out a little bit to be able to get a good shot here.
I will go ahead and just shoot the. Oh fuck! I'll peek out and shoot the boy that's marked. That's right next to Orath.
Okay.
If you're going for the marked one, that'll give disadvantage since it's technically on the ground.
Oh,
Correct.
it's on the ground.
That one's prone, yeah.
Yeah, Orath bashed his...
Then,
yeah.
then I'll hit the one directly north of him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Did that roll?
No.
Hope it did.
No, it did not.
Right, fuck it. Just fucking D20 plus my dexterity plus my thing. What can go wrong? Fucking 17.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Shortbow damage is like 1d6.
One sec, I'll look it up.
Think so.
It's been so long since I used a shortbow.
It's on your sheet. It should be, I think. Right? It's yeah, 1d6 plus 1 for you.
Your dexterity
Bada bing.
is plus 1.
All right, so you shoot your arrow at it. Blink. It sort of barely grazes the vampire spawn. She doesn't even feel anything from that
This
strike.
is some horse shit.
Yeah. You see no visible difference in the vampire spawn's demeanor after that. Where would you like to move? You did have to move out at least 5 feet to shoot that, though, since you're got some line of sight issues going on right now.
Well, technically he could move out, shoot, then move back if you wanted, right?
Yeah, if you want to do that too.
That's all I wanted to do. I just want to move out, move in,
Okay.
stay in cover because I'm scared. I'm a bard. I'm squishy.
All right. Cool. So that's your turn. I don't know why the music stopped for me, so I'm gonna restart it. Sorry about that. I don't know. I don't know why it. Yeah, that was weird. Is it still stopping?
They're still going for me.
Very weird.
Well, it just started again after he said that.
Yeah.
Let me refresh my screen. I don't know why it's not working on my end because I want it to work for the stream.
Now it stopped.
I'm sorry. Ever since they changed their system, it's been kind of not great. All right.
Keep changing the music stuff, and it makes me so sad.
Yeah, I really like the old way. There we go. That's much better. All right. So at this point, one of the other vampire spawn will let's see who's going next. Okay. She will run up and attack one of the guards as well. This time, this one will attempt to grab the guard. This is the guard who had just dropped his pike after seeing his friend disemboweled. He screams as she runs up behind him and attempts to grab his shoulder. Which she does, and then she forces him, pulls him right in towards her, and attempts to bite down on his neck, which she does. And you watch as this poor man screams in horror as her fangs sink into his neck, and you watch as his entire upper torso begins to decay as this necrotic damage eats away at his flesh. The vampire begins to regenerate as well. Heals some of her own wounds, and she is now looking perfectly fine. And he's dead. She will continue moving forward to the next guard. The 2 guards next to her panic as well and drop their pikes onto the floor. But the other vampire spawn is going to attempt to do the same thing to one of the men who has dropped his...
Give a disadvantage.
Okay. She's going to attempt to grab him. She still grabs him. And then she's going to bite down. Which misses. He just barely... He's panicking so much in his fear that he just manages to move enough to where her fang gets caught on his chainmail. And she isn't able to get a good bite in on him. So good for him. But he is currently grappled, so he can't move. He's just being held by this woman. Alright. The vampire spawn near you, Orath, is going to attempt to...
It should have.
It's going to get up. Yeah, you two tied. You two tied for first. It is going to get up, and it will regenerate using the vampire regeneration. And then it will attempt to grab you.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. And then she's going to try to bite down on your neck.
That will not do it.
That will not do it. So she's unable to pierce through your chainmail with the fangs as you're struggling to get away from her. Lilia, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to 10, 15, 20, 40. So here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am going to while I yell at the civilians to run away.
Okay. So you're gonna do in a 10-foot radius this black smoke. Let me find my smoke. Smoke. Haha.
Because that should cover the civilians, me, and the vampires.
Yes.
That also means I can't shoot in there.
There are plenty of other vampires to hit, though.
So that's about 10-foot radius right there. Yeah. Cool.
That's fair, I guess.
So you all watch as Lilia billows this smoke all over the place, obscuring two of the vampires, herself and the two commoners, as well as the child. Everyone around her begins coughing, except for the vampires. They don't care. At this point, you see the captain of the guard, Ezek, step up. He's wielding this enormous battle axe and his flaming and his demonic arm. He walks up to the first vampire he sees and he says, "Get out of my city." And he's just gonna go to town with this battle axe.
Yeah. F it up.
Oh!
Yeah. So you watch as this brute of a man comes down with the force of two men on top of this vampire spawn and begins to just cut into her. It's still not doing as much damage as it would normally to a normal person, but he is putting in some force, and you can tell just how much from where you're at right now. With his second attack, you watch as his arm begins to glow, and this green flame wreaths around the claws, and he jabs, he slashes into the gut, or tries to, of this vampire spawn.
Jeebus.
Yeah. So this time, you watch as the green flame pierces through the vampire's stomach, dealing the full amount of damage, but the slashing not as much. And some of the clothes that the vampire spawn was wearing have now caught fire as he's engaged in combat with this creature. All right, Orman, you're up.
Alrighty. Is this chick behind me a vampire or no?
No, it's just a scared person. Commoner.
So the closest vampire to me is the one that Demon Arm Boy is engaged with, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Can't do any AoE spells because I'm gonna clip literally everybody.
Or set fire to a house. Oh, wait.
Done that. Okay. So so what I will do though is cast Witch Bolt on the one in front of Demon Boy.
Okay. Go ahead and make a attack roll. That hits.
Okay.
All right. So, lightning shoots out of your fingertips once again as you begin to steadily electrocute this vampire spawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Excellent job. Would you like to move or anything?
No, I'm good now.
All right.
Way to go, Palpatine.
Yes.
You did a Palpatine.
The vampire spawn in front of Orath will focus on him. She will also attempt to grab you. Well, actually, you're already grabbed by the other one. How does this work? Hold on.
I'm popular.
Is grappled by. I'm gonna say they can bite you because you're currently.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Big appreciate.
But I'll do a claw and a bite. I'm not gonna be totally vicious here. All right, so the first claw is gonna miss as she rakes across your chainmail, but she sort of latches on a little bit and is gonna go in for the bite, which also misses. Thankfully, you're just trying to do your best to avoid those fangs as best as you can. At this point, you hear a familiar voice come down the streets. You hear him say, "Is that you, my friends? I am on my way to help."
Oh, thank God, reinforcements.
You see your friend Ismark, the Burgomaster's son from the village of Barovia, charge through, clearly on his way from the Blue Water Inn. He pushes through the guards and twirls his longsword in one hand as he comes to aid Orath with this vampire spawn.
Dude's a bro.
Yep. He's gonna do. He's gonna take some longsword shots. So one of them hits as he cuts deep into the creature, but again, not as effective as he'd hoped to be. That's his turn. Caspin, you're up.
Alright, well, I'm gonna take a shot at the one that's grappling onto Orath there as well.
Okay.
With my crossbow, because that's basically all I got left now.
Okay.
It's gonna be basically nothing but crossbow bolts for me right now, guys.
Okay, so you shoot, but you miss wildly, unfortunately. Do you want to move again?
Yeah, I'll move. I'll step back behind Orman here.
Okay.
Oh shit.
After you reload, so that's my bonus action. Good,
Alright.
good turn. That's basically gonna be what I'm doing for the rest of the combat.
Nice. At this point, Arabelle will draw a card, and
Advisor.
that is, I believe. One moment, I should have these memorized, but I don't.
And Perry, I would have more spells if someone hadn't ambushed me with friggin' vampires.
Should have been ambushed by vampires.
She will say, she will look at Orath in his sort of desperate situation right now, and she'll say, "You have to make it, and you get a free hit die roll, Orath."
Hey.
Fuck yeah, bud. She the best girl.
Don't mind if I do.
I am nerfing this ability a little bit, though. It's no longer +4.
Oh,
So
by
it's
the,
just gonna be
It's just going to be 9, yes.
by the way, Lilia and Orath would still have their temporary max hit points that I gave them before, wouldn't they?
I believe I have
Because
them
I
still,
cast-
but I lost.
I
Technically
cast
lost.
aid. Yeah.
I have what now?
I gave you, me, and Orath temporary hit points with the aid spell way up back in the house there.
Yes.
I don't know if I did that.
One sec, I'm looking for it again.
I'm still down 7 HP from the necrotic damage I took.
Yes, that's why I cast aid, because you, Orath, and I were getting hit constantly, so I gave us some more max HP.
Well, then I didn't do it.
Pepe hands.
So
Where
give
was
yourself
it?
5.
Was
Okay.
it 5?
I
I
think it's
can't see
5.
it anymore. Yeah, okay, that sounds about right.
All right. At this point, you see, you hear the sound of a crossbow load, a heavy crossbow, and you watch as the Martikov woman, Danica Martikov, shows up and she says, "I am here as well," and she begins to fire that crossbow.
Fuck yeah, bud.
The heck?
Yep. And that is going to pierce for
Ah, where Raven? What?
2 points of damage.
Ignore that. Ignore that.
Orath, you're up.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the dodge action, and for my bonus, I'm just gonna like look at the guards and say, "Are you gonna let strangers take care of your town for you? Take care of your loved ones. Fight!"
All right, make a persuasion check.
I'm persuaded. I don't know why they need to be persuaded.
I mean, they're literally being ripped in half.
Oh, okay.
Oh damn!
You watch as they sort of shake their heads and look more determined now. Actually, all the guards around you now look more determined than they were before, seeing now that really their only chance out of this is if they defeat these demons in front of them. And they pick up their pikes, or look like they're about to anyway. Good job. Well done.
Hot damn.
The vampire spawn inside of Lilia's smoke cloud will take a step out. Actually, I'm going to put this on the... does this last for a minute? Is that how that works?
Yep.
Okay. She will step out of it and move right over here to attack one of the guards. She will attempt... Actually, is she missing HP? No. So she's just going to claw him. Oh! God. So you watch as she just basically jabs her sharp claws right into his neck and rips his head clean off, and just sort of throws it to the ground. He's dead.
For the record, I just want to point out I managed to live against 6 of those.
Yes. You watch as another man comes from behind the building. This man you recognize. He's one of the men who's been basically drinking at the Blue Water Inn for the last several days. I've described him as wearing wolf pelts, looking like a hunter. You watch him pull out a longbow without saying a word and take aim at one of the vampire spawn. And Danica turns to him and says, "That's right. Get him, Yev."
Get rocks.
Yeah. Yes, that was a very motivational. Yes. So
Who's with me?
the arrow doesn't seem to do much to the vampire spawn, as she just smiles wickedly as it sticks barely into her shoulder and then sort of falls off onto the ground with a small clatter. It is now all the guards' turns. So the way I'm doing this is that for every cluster of guards, they get an attack that lowers their chance to actually hit, depending on how many there are. So it's like a way of dealing with not having to roll for every single guard. So we'll see if they hit. So we're using the law of averages here. He's going to make a spear attack, two-handed, as best as he can.
Yay!
Yes. So he deals 4 points of damage to this vampire spawn in front of him. The weapon is not as effective as he thought, but with the motivation from Orath, he's finding a way to do it. Now this cluster will go. They still hit due to the way we're doing the averages, but I'm basically saying only one guard hits mathematically, right? So it's 2 points of damage onto this one, and then these 3 guards will attempt to stab the one in front of them, which they do. All right. So the weapons are proving largely ineffective against these creatures. The other guards will continue to move up to try and help fill the ranks as best they can. 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to try to cut through here, and then kind of help the guard captain out. These guys will move up as well. This man will try to protect this woman, and these other 2 will move up right around up to here, I suppose. All right. Meanwhile, the commoners will attempt to flee as best as they can. I'm just I'm just doing random stuff. All right. Okay. Best, you're up. More guards are coming to help, and it seems as though, even though many of the guards are extremely ineffective, that with sheer numbers you're able to somewhat keep up with these vampire spawn. What would you like to do?
Well, boy howdy, let me tell you how it feels to not be able to cast spells as a spellcaster.
Yeah,
You do
boy,
vicious
howdy.
mockery.
isn't it amazing?
Still do
Yeah, I
vicious
know.
mockery.
Oh, I know I could do Vicious Mockery, which is exactly why I'm going to do Vicious Mockery
Okay.
towards the same one I hit earlier, so the one directly north
Okay.
of my Dragon Boy that I can't remember the skill color of.
All right. That succeeds. What do you say to insult this vampire?
Why can't you do anything right? You're just a vampire spawn. You're not even a full vampire yet. Come on, man. Why are you so fucking lame? Not even 100%. Just leave. Just don't even bother.
Go ahead and roll damage. It's 1d4. All right. You watch as the vampire spawn is oddly hurt by the words that you've said, and actually looks down for a moment before snapping out of it and glaring at you sharply.
And I turn back around the corner.
Yeah. The vampire spawn
Hey, at least he
will move out of the crazy smoke cloud and go over here, and she will attempt to kill this guard. If I can find it. Does she need healing? She took 1 point of damage, so I guess she'll try. Nope. So she's just gonna claw him. Yes, so she claws and nearly kills the guard in front of her, as now he is bleeding out onto the ground as this gigantic gash through his chest is just spewing blood from where she's slashed him. The vampire spawn over on the other side will attempt to do something similar. She will attempt to actually bite to grab that guard. She grabs him, pulls him in close, and then goes in for a bite. But is unsuccessful as he's wriggling and she's unable to get a good bite on him. Okay. The vampire spawn currently in combat with Ezek will attempt to grab the guard next to her. This is a disadvantage thanks to Vicious Mockery.
Alright, so it's letting go of me to try to grab that one? Or
Yeah, I'll say she's letting go of you to try to grab that one. She's trying to go for a heal. But that did not work, so she will just attempt to slash at him instead. And she just kills him. She just kills that guard completely.
We're running out of meat shields, guys.
Yes. Lilia, you're up.
I'm gonna stay in my smoky obscuredness. So the civilians north of me, did they run too, or?
I'm gonna say they ran as well.
Okay.
They're running, yes.
Okay.
They would have.
Then yeah, I'll help where I am here in the mist.
So let me just read this ability because I'm not sure whether or not you have disadvantage or not in here because you're still in it. Smog heavily obscures the area. Yeah, so if it's heavily obscured, you will have disadvantage if you try to hit from it. But you could step out a little bit.
It counts as complete cover, doesn't it? Like total cover concealment?
Yeah, like you can't see right now. The smoke
So,
here.
Can I step out a little bit and then step back in, or no?
You can.
then I will do that.
Okay.
I will step out a little bit and.
Oh,
hit
but
this
you will
vampire.
eat an attack of opportunity from one of the vampires, potentially. Not the one directly in front of you, but if you go like diagonal down, you would eat one from that one. The second one
no.
down.
I'm not. I'm just hitting this northernmost one here.
I know, but to get out of the disadvantage, you'd have to get out of that square for a second and then move back.
I see.
Yeah.
Well then I will just come over here.
Okay.
And wail on this vampire.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go over here instead.
I can do that.
Can you?
He can do that.
That hits. Alright, so you deal 3 points of damage as you're punching this vampire, and its skin is not satisfying at all. It's almost like punching a wall. That also hits. Yes. So you're doing the best you can punching these crazy creatures.
And that is all I can do.
Alright, you watch as another man, the other hunter, appears with his longbow now, and he is going to attempt to shoot his longbow at one of the vampire spawn, but unfortunately is unable to. There's too many guards in the way, and he's unable to shoot from that vantage point. Ezek is going to go ham on this vampire spawn in front of him, going once with his battle axe. And then using the green flame demonic arm to dear
Hell
good
yeah.
lord. What is this?
Yeah.
So I think the plan is let him do all the work.
Yeah. So he
Second.
8 points of slashing damage and then 1 plus. So it's just going to do this one at a time here. And then another 10 from the fire. Woof. And now you can see that he is just cutting deep into this vampire spawn. These hits are, even though they're being blunted by the vampire's natural resistance to this, he's just he's just a beast of a man.
So let's not fight this guy. God.
Yes.
Not yet, not yet.
Orman, you're up.
Ever.
Witch bolt.
Yeah. 7 points of damage as the electrocution continues. This vampire is looking rough.
Witch bolt is best spell right now for the endurance run that is apparently this encounter.
Yes. This vampire spawn, you watch Lilia as the one in front of you begins to regenerate as the natural regeneration of the vampire kicks in. A lot of the wounds that you've dealt her are now sort of, a lot of the blows are starting to heal up. The bruises starting to go away. Ismark sort of curses as he sees that happen and says, "We have to focus one at a time." And he will move forward just a little bit. He's still not technically gonna get, well, he'll get hit by that one. He's gonna take it. So this vampire will get an attack of opportunity on him, but
I'll give it disadvantage.
it's the one way up in the corner there.
I think it's as long as the ally is 5 feet within me. I'll double check though.
Okay. Yeah, I can check it too, but protection. While wielding a shield and creature you can see attacks a target other than you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll. Creature you can see attacks a target other than you within 5 feet.
So yeah, I don't know if they're talking about the target within 5 feet or the creature within 5 feet.
I'll have to look this up later, but I'll rule in your favor for now. So I'm just gonna say she has disadvantage on this. As you sort of, I'm gonna say you pull Ismark as he tries to go through, and she's gonna just try to claw him, which she misses thanks to your help. And he will move down to attempt to finish this thing. Gonna take 2 strikes. Oh, there we go. And yeah, so he's gonna deal a total 16 points, reduced half to 8. The vampire is still up, unfortunately.
Damn.
Casman, you're up.
All right. Well, this is gonna be another crossbow shot. Surprise, surprise.
Do it.
Man, you mean to tell me that you have no spells left? Wow.
I have one spell slot left, and I'd really not like to use it for attacking if I can help it.
Same. TBH.
Unfortunately, that will miss as the vampire dodges out of the way.
Bonus action to reload, and I'm done.
Okay. Arabelle will draw a card. If I can find the deck, jeez. Okay. This time she will give the card to you, Lilia, and she will say, you will hear a voice in your mind basically saying, I believe in you, and you have a lucky die that you can use before the beginning of her next turn, if you'd like.
Sweet.
Danica will shoot an arrow, a bolt rather, but it goes wide and does not hit its target. Wrath, you're up.
I will go ahead and try to bash the one that we're focus firing to the ground.
Okay. Make your strength thing. You win. Okay, you knock it down.
And I will go ahead and try to attack it.
Alright, you have advantage. Alright, that hits. Okay, you deal 5 points of damage as your sword is not able to pierce as much as you thought.
Pepe hands.
Alright. So, yeah. The vampire spawn over here is going to continue ripping through these guards. She's not really hurt, so she's just gonna rip him in half. Oh yeah.
You don't know that. He might live.
No, he's a dead boy. F. He gets ripped in half by her. Yev is going to shoot his bow.
Oof.
Yeah, that's not gonna hit. So that goes wide. At this point, it's all the guards' turns once again. They're super duper strong, so I'm sure they'll do great.
You're so strong, pale.
Oh, there they are. Okay, so they're gonna do. Hey, there you go. He got him one. So he manages, these groups of guards manage to get a good hit on the vampire in front of them. Well, good for them anyway. It doesn't really do that much to the vampire still. And then we're gonna say this clusters one group. They deal 1 point of damage to this vampire.
Why is it
I
so
see how
bad?
it is. Perry makes the guards like weak as hell, and then there's the friggin' vampires who can one-shot everything.
And this man is gonna deal 4 points of damage. The vampire that you've all been focus firing is now looking very, very, very hurt. And Best, you're up. Though she is still technically on the ground, I believe. This hasn't been her turn. Yes.
That be me. Man, wouldn't it be hilarious if I can give her a disadvantage to get up? Let's see. I ran back into the room so I could see. Which one is the most hurt? Since we're concentrating on one now.
The one on the ground is the most
One on the
hurt.
ground.
The one surrounded by the big guard, me, and is
In that case, man, there's so many vampires. Fuck. How big is this? This is with 9. Everything. Fuck. I'll just go ahead and aggressively. I'll aggressively dissonant whispers that motherfucker.
You don't have spell slots right now.
Oh wait, no, not dissonant whispers. Vicious mockery. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
what I meant.
Let's do it.
Damn.
Nope. Unfortunately, this vampire is too busy being beaten to care about your insults right now.
Man, I was gonna say the worst Yo Mama joke of all time, but you know what? That works.
You can still say it. All right.
I'll save it for when someone will actually hear
Okay.
my great Yo Mama joke.
All right. The vampire spawn in front of this guard is going to attempt to kill him. She misses, unfortunately, with the first claw attack, but we'll go for a second.
Ha!
And misses again. This guard is trying to survive any way that he can as he bleeds out everywhere onto the ground. The vampire spawn on this end will still has that guard grappled, so she will go in for a bite, which hits, and she sucks the life completely out of him as he decays right before your eyes, Lilia. And she heals actually for that portion of damage, and then she will slash at the one to the southeast of her.
Disadvantage.
All right, still hits, however, as
Help.
she rips his head off from behind. You tried to save him, Orath, trying to pull him back, but she was too quick. And she will move up to surround you.
This is cool, guys.
Yes, the vampire spawn that's surrounded will stand up, and she will glare at the man who's been cutting deep into her for so long, and she will try to grab him. And she does. She grabs him, and she sort of jumps on top of this man and sort of wraps her legs around him and just goes in for a bite, which she does hit him very well. And she will heal up from that as she drains a little bit of life force from him, and her vampire regeneration will kick in, giving her some level of vitality back. Lilia, you're up.
You know, I don't have like any options here. Kind of trapped by vampires.
There's so many vampires.
So I guess I'll just hit the one in front of me.
Do it.
Or not.
Do it again. That one hits. Roll damage. All right.
Not bad.
You continue doing the best you can against these creatures. This frustrating experience as you're tired as all hell. These two guys have the same stats, so I'm just going to roll. Nope. The longbow shot misses. Ezek, now fed up with this vampire on him, is just going to not even use his battle axe anymore. He's just going to try to slash her with his arm a couple times. As he's awkwardly grappled by her. That hits. And that also hits. So you watch as he basically... I'm going to say what this looks like is he jabs his arm, straight through her. And then sort of lights her up with green flame from the inside out as she cooks to a crisp and screams, sort of as she's pierced through entirely by him, and then just sort of crumbles to dust atop his arm.
Jeez Louise.
He sort of spits on the ground and then looks for the next one, and he just methodically moves up to this next one. As if he's just doing his job. Orman, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt on the one that he's targeting in front.
Okay. That hits.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll
Clutch
your
witch
da-
bolts.
Alright. 11 points of damage. Lightning damage as the lightning assault begins once again. All right, so the vampire spawn that you've been wailing on, Lilia, again regenerates. You watch as your hard work is negated by these stupid vampires, and she will turn to you now and attempt to grapple you. If I can find the dang thing. Oh, there it is. She does grapple you, so she grabs a hold of you and tries to pull you in for a bite attack, which hits.
Fucker.
So your maximum health is reduced by 3, and you take 9 points of damage total. And she will heal, and now she's fully healed. You watch as any sort of damage that this vampire spawn has taken is now completely gone. Ismark will curse at this, and he will attempt to slash at her. What the heck is this thing? Alright, unfortunately one strike is successful, but it's a good one, as he manages to pierce a little bit better than normal into her. Caspin, you're up.
Well, this is going to be another crossbow shot.
Okay, which one are you aiming for this time?
I'll aim for the one... Which one's been hit the most right now? Which one's the one that they've been wailing on besides the one that just died?
You're not too sure. It's either the one in front of Ezek or the one in front of Lilia. You're not sure which one. It's either the one in front of Ezek, the captain of the guard, or the one in front of Lilia.
Okay.
Yes.
Hell, I'll shoot the one in front of Ezek. That way I don't have to move.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
That sounded good.
That misses, unfortunately.
For fuck's sake! I cannot hit a damn thing. I'm just gonna reload my crossbow.
Alright, at this point, Arabelle... I'm just going to close all these until I need them. Jesus. Alright, Arabelle is going to draw a card. Alright, and she will give this one to Caspin. So you get to roll a hit die.
I'll take it.
Lilia, you could have used that luck dice to not get...
I literally, the moment he said Arabelle, I was like, mother.
At
I'm
this
looking
point,
at my hit dice right now. Give me a sec. So keep going. I'll do it.
yes. This time you watch as a crossbow bolt strikes one of the vampire spawn near the guards.
Get 1d. Wait.
Oh, Wrath, you're up. Just whatever your hit die is.
I'm going
right,
to
I
go
have a ranger.
ahead and the one that the big guard Ezek, right? His name? I'm going to
Yes.
try to knock that one down.
Okay. Does not work as she stands her ground.
And I'm going to try to grapple it then.
Okay.
Damn.
Oh, that one does work as the vampire.
So, yeah, I'll grab the vampire, look at Ezek. Hope to take care of the other one first. I got this one.
He will give you a nod.
I completely forgot that I get a ranger hit dice now because I got a level in ranger. Haha.
This vampire spawn will continue going after her prey here. She will attempt to grab this man. Actually, she's just going to kill him. He has no vitality left in him. Nope, that didn't work. Alright, so yeah, so she kills this guard. He's dead. This crossbow wielding hunter, or longbow wielding hunter, will shoot his bow, dealing 4 points of damage to her. Oh, I forgot to give her regeneration, so that's another plus 10 as she heals up all that damage that just happened. And then the guards will attempt to do their job.
Novel ID. Nice novel ID there. I have just novel.
Hey, there you go. you got a critical hit on her. I'll say these guards also move up. Well, we'll say they move up this way, I guess. This guy would have moved up there by now. And they're going to attempt to all together try to strike that one in front of them, which hits. So for only 4. Okay. Best, you're up. As the guards are all doing their best, but they're slowly just becoming bodies on the floor of the streets here. What do you do?
What a wonderful sight this is.
What a memorable dance it was.
Yeah,
It
right.
is them being grappled.
So, I am going to step out to right over here,
Hmm?
and I'm going to shoot my short bow to this vampire.
All right, do it up.
I'm gonna do it up. Shot.
That is a wide miss, as all of your shots are not proving to hit anything. You begin
Blame it
to.
on the fact that I'm bleeding still.
God dang it.
Yeah, I'm not having a good night for rolling either there, Egg.
All right, this one is gonna attempt to grab the one in front of her, which she does not do. So she's just gonna slash him, which also misses.
Holy crap, one of them lived?
Oh, but she heals, so she's fully healed now. So you see that she no longer has any damage on her. Lilia, you're up.
Alright, I am. So wait, which one does Orath have grappled?
The one to his right.
Okay. Then I will continue hitting the one I'm on.
Okay. That hits. Alright, that's 5 points of damage, but that's a powerful blow to the chest. Second one unfortunately misses, however.
That's all I can do.
Yes. At this point, another arrow shot will come towards that target. It misses, however. Oh, actually, does it? Yeah, it does.
The archers are doing well this time, guys. Don't worry.
Ezek will circle around, listening to you, Orath, knowing that focus fire is the way out here. And he will do one strike with the battle axe, which unfortunately the flaming arm misses, but the battle axe does strike true. And Lila, you feel the impact as this axe comes down, like directly in front of you, almost cutting deep into its shoulder. If it were a human, it would have cut him straight in half completely, but they're not. So yeah, Orman, you're up.
Motherfucking witch bolt.
All right, do it up. Oh, nice.
Very nice, my
All
friend.
right. So you continue shocking the one that Orath is grappling, but it doesn't go to him because magic.
Straight up Palpatine.
Yes. He's literally been standing. He's black mage mode right now. He's just standing in that spot.
Malay line.
He's not moving at all, just concentrating.
Yes. The vampire in front of you, will regenerate as you watch as the gashing wound that Ezek has placed in her almost completely heals up just from the vampire's massive amounts of regeneration. And she's still grappling you, Lilia, correct?
Someone needs a nerf.
So you will get bitten. That misses, but she can go in again. Whew. Oh my goodness. So. Oh no. Okay.
PK.
You watch as the vampire spawn bites into Lilia's neck, draining her completely of all life force. Lilia's dead.
Jesus Christ.
Like all of her hit points went to 0.
Yeah.
Yes.
Holy.
I'm sorry.
I have 19 total hit points left as my max.
Oh, if it's the max, then it shouldn't be death. It's only like if your actual max.
No, I'm
was
at
unconscious, didn't she?
0, and I've had my max hit points knocked down to 19 now.
But you didn't have your max hit points reduced to 0, right? That doesn't mean
Yeah.
death.
No.
So
Yeah.
you're still alive technically because your max hit points aren't reduced to 0 yet. Your
Yeah.
She
current
would
hit
fall
points is
unconscious
0.
then.
Yes,
max is
you're unconscious. You're fine. But you would have lost 12 hit points from your max, so you're at.
19. I did that. I was at 31.
I also
Oh
gave
my
her the,
God.
I did give her the +5.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. So you're not dead yet, but you're on death's door. Jesus.
Arms of
Oh god, I hate killing characters. All right, Ismark is up. He's going to attempt to. He yells out as he watches you go down, and he's going to attempt to slash twice into this creature. 16 or 15, I always forget. Yep, that hits. He's gonna go again. That also hits. So he deals 8 points of slashing damage to it, attempting to make any sort of progress on this thing. Caspin, you're up.
Alright, well, bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Lilia.
It's a good call.
You automatically get the max because you're unconscious, because I'm a Grave Domain Cleric. So you automatically get 7 hit points.
Perfect.
And as my main action, I'm going to take a shot at the vampire that we're all trying to whittle down there with my crossbow.
Alright, go ahead and do that. While I draw a card. My Astro Strats.
God! Wait, that's a 1. That's a 1.
You can reroll.
There you go.
If you need me, I'll be over here crying about my dice rolls tonight.
Alright, so Airbow got the star, which I forget what that is. Oh. She'll yell at the vampire after she sees Lilia go down. She'll say, "Leave my friend alone!" And she'll peek out a little bit so she can see the action. And that means, basically, Lilia, that the next attack on you has disadvantage.
Cool.
That's interesting.
Yes. That is her turn. Danica will do her thing. That didn't do nothing. Before your turn, Orath, Arabelle will draw another card. And she will give Lilia a luck die as well.
Woo.
Orath, you're up.
I'll hold on to this one and drag it with me. I'm assuming I can move like half my speed while carrying this or dragging this creature.
Yes.
So I'll just go right here, dragging it to the left to 1 space.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to bash the one that we're trying to whittle down.
Alright.
So for the record, that was my last spell, by
Does
the way.
not work, unfortunately. This vampire spawn will continue eating through all these guards. She's going to attempt to...
I still get an attack.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to try to attack it too.
Do it. That hits. All right. So you
3 points of damage.
They're so mean at this level. All right. She's gonna try to grab. Yep. But is unable to bite him. Unfortunately for her. Anyway.
Which one was this against 2?
This is the one that's the furthest away from you all. But her vampire regeneration will kick in, so she's fully healed again. Yeah, this is how it is.
If only I had actual spells left.
That will. Oh wow, that's a good longbow hit. He will. Is figuring out what's going on. He's going to aim for the one that you guys are trying to whittle down, and he pierces her. At this point, the guards. How many guards are left? There's only 2 sets of attacks they can do anymore.
How much more do we have for cannon fodder?
Basically. Miss. Or no, that's still. They still both hit. It's mostly just. So 4 points of damage and 2 points of damage. We'll just split them since these guards are dumb. Alright. Cool. Best, you're up. He watches these guards that are completely ineffective against these monsters.
Yeah.
They've been more effective than I have this time.
It's me, your
True,
boy, the bard
actually.
with no spells.
Yes.
So, me being the ineffective boy I am,
Get in line, boy.
and this time there's no medication for that. The one that little girl gave the disadvantage to still has the disadvantage, right? Like
Yes.
that vampire thing. Okay.
Yes.
In that case,
Well, it has disadvantage to Lilia. But
only
yes.
to Lilia.
Yes.
Well, that's rude as fuck.
Yeah.
I'll hit the one to the left of my boy Orath,
Okay.
because Lalia's relatively safe.
Alright. Let's see.
Vicious Monk.
That works.
That works. It's time for the greatest mama joke of all time.
I'm excited.
So, I go ahead, as I'm casting, I whistle at her,
Mm-hmm.
or what is the vampire? I don't know. Whistle at it,
Mm-hmm.
get its attention,
Yep.
and
All of them are female, by the way.
all of them are female apparently.
Yes.
And as I whistle to her, I'm gonna tell her, I'm sorry. Yo mama is so ugly. She scared the shit out of the toilet. And that's it.
Roll your d4. Roll your d.
Disadvantage.
Roll your d. Roll the goddamn d. Oh my god, it was a 4. Undeserved.
I told you it was the worst.
Unfucking deserved. Alright, so this vampire just looks confused after that joke, but so confused that it hurts her brain. So she's gonna attempt to grab this one in front of her.
Disadvantage.
She does have disadvantage, so she doesn't hit, and then she's gonna just claw him. Doesn't hit as well. But she will regenerate. So yeah. The next one is currently being grappled. The one being grappled by you, Orath, is going to attempt to grab the man in front of her, which she does not do, and then she will just claw him. She kills him. But her vampire regeneration will help her out a bit. She begins to heal. At this point, you all notice something strange. I would like, well, not all of you, actually. I'd like everyone first to make perception checks.
Who? Sorry, you cut out. What about perception?
Sorry, everyone make perception checks, please.
Perception.
I'm just too busy dying to notice my surroundings.
You're fine. I got you back up.
Boom. 22.
What is with these rolls tonight? Jesus.
Hey man, I rolled relatively well for the first time.
Alright, so Best and Orman, the two of you from your current vantage point, are the only ones to really notice. But you look up into the sky off a bit of a ways away, and it appears as though what looks like a dark cloud is approaching the city from a distance. That's up.
Boy.
Lilia, you're up.
It's our boy Strahd.
Maybe. We don't know.
I'm going to do the thing I've been doing.
Punch harder.
Yes. That hits. Yes, that does not hit. 5 points of damage as you clobber this creature in front of you.
Am I still grappled, by the way?
No, you would have. When she fell prone, wouldn't it have
Uh,
left?
I'm gonna say she let go. Yeah, she'll probably let go.
Alright, well, I'm still not gonna move because I can't take an attack of opportunity and live.
Meanwhile, the cavalry, the archer cavalry, is continuing to load arrows into her, and Ezek is sick and tired of this shit. He is going to go full flaming fist, burning finger on this.
This hand of mine is burning red.
I would have him say that if I wasn't trying to have a serious campaign. Okay, so that's 3 points of slashing damage total to her, and a shitload of fire damage, 20 fire damage. As you watch as the green flame is beginning to burn all through this creature as she's lighting up and screaming out in pain.
Hot.
Orman, you're up.
I lost track. Is that the one I witch bolted?
No, you're witch bolting the other one.
Okay, cool. Well, guess what I'm doing?
I'm gonna guess a witch bolt.
Yeah.
Much like I'm gonna guess I'm gonna fire another crossbow bolt and attack here.
Boom.
Boom, 8 points of damage as the lightning continues. Everyone on the street's just watching this lightning like, oh my god.
Get out of the streets, you stupid!
We're gonna die anyways, might as well watch.
The vampire will regenerate a little bit, the one in front of you, Lilia, and it will attempt to grapple you. It has disadvantage. So it has disadvantage because you're able to sort of predict a little bit where it's going to grab you. You see a vision in your mind as to how this vampire is about to grab you, and you attempt to move out of the way. And you do so. Thanks to the premonition, you see it. You dodge out of the way, but she's going to try to slash you then.
Disadvantage. Oh,
Still hits, unfortunately.
Wait. Can she use her luck die?
She can if she would like. Would you like to use your luck die?
Okay.
Okay, I'll try it. That works. You dodge out of the way again. You're like seeing visions of the future here. You watch as the vampire slashes you right through the shoulder, and you fall to the ground. And you watch the silhouette of yourself fall to the ground, but you snap back to reality and then dodge, knowing exactly where the hit's coming from. Ismark, at this point, will continue his assault as well on the creature.
Yes.
He's doing work over here
Yeah, boy.
as best as he can, carving into this creature. Caspin, you're up.
I'm gonna fire a crossbow. Imagine that. I'll aim for the one that everyone's targeting still. Just once, please. Just do something, crossbow.
Yes, you hit.
Fuck
Congratulations. Go ahead and roll damage for once. Oh, that's really good. Okay. You deal 4 points of
I
damage.
can hurt things.
Yes. Arabelle will draw a card as your crossbow bolt sinks into the vampire's flesh from behind. This one will go to you, Lilia. You get a hit die roll as she believes in you and tries to revitalize you.
She doesn't believe in me. She knows I'm about to die. Let's be real.
She's trying.
So what happened? Sorry.
You just roll your hit die, whatever your hit die is, which I think. Let me double check.
D10 for most?
What is it? There, you also have a fighter dice. I don't remember what fighter get for a health dice.
I think it's also D10.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to figure out how I want
The ones
this.
that have
Yeah,
The
D10.
D12s are barbarians.
Okay.
Ah.
For me, Perry, when I look at the D&D Beyond and I do the rest option, it gives me the option to use any of my cleric dice or my one ranger dice for them.
Yeah, I'll just say the highest hit die you have, whatever. It's a little, whatever. Just roll the D10. You know what I mean? Because, like, I don't care. 2 hit points.
A
Damn.
whole 2.
Danico
You
will.
have no constitution? Jesus.
Nope, that misses.
Oh, but you get
Orath.
to use your constitution as well, wouldn't you?
No, you don't.
No,
For a hit die? Oh.
no.
Not for her cards.
Oh, okay.
Rip.
Damn. Excuse-
Orath,
just
you're up.
Slight modification to my health then.
I will
With that.
go ahead and I'm gonna put 10 points of healing into Lilia with my lay on hand.
Oh wow! All right, you're healed to as full as you can be for now.
And that's all I can really do.
Cool.
I can survive a hit now.
Yes.
It's a start, baby.
At this point, the vampire spawn in front of these men will try to just rip through them as fast as possible.
I'll be back. I'm just using the washroom.
Yep. So she carves into one of them, but doesn't quite kill him. Yev will continue helping as best as he can from back here. He is getting a little worried, though, as he sees the vampires are carving through all the meat shields.
Maybe just to start backing up a little bit.
I think he's going to, actually. But he wants to remain in line of sight, so he's going to go kind of here. The guards, God help them,
I believe in you cards.
continue to try their stuff. So they only deal 3 each to these. Good job, guards. You did pretty much nothing. Alright, Best, you're up.
Alright, it's me, your boy, Best, coming at you again with another episode of What the Fuck Am I Doing? So I'm gonna go ahead and point out that big old fucking cloud in the sky and let everybody know that, hey, there's a big old fucking cloud in the sky that's heading our direction. Now, that might be a skeptical here, but I think that's some fucking bad news.
As you say that, all the guards look up to the sky. Ezek looks up to the sky, and he yells out, "Get everyone to the center of the town now!" And that's all he'll say. Yeah.
Alright then. You know what? I think he knows what he's talking about. So, I don't. Where is the center of town? Like this way, north, south.
It's to the west of this map, anyway.
To the west of this map.
Yes.
All right. Instead of doing what I'm told, I'm gonna go ahead and not do what I'm told, and no. I'm a vicious mockery, the one that Lilia has been getting chunked by this whole time.
Okay.
They're like, yo, pussy boy, come on over here. Look at me.
Don't get him to come over here, please.
Hey, it works. So go ahead and roll damage.
Fuck yeah, bud. A solid 1.
You see the vampire spawn is being whittled down by your words and all the millions of people beating up on her right now.
I just turn around, bend over, and slap my ass. Like, come on, big boy.
Okay. The one that you are grappling still, Orath, will attempt to attack you. She will try to grab you back, which does not work. So she will go for a slash, which also does not work. So she's trying to claw through, but your chainmail is sort of preventing her from dealing any damage to you. But she will heal, so that's always cool.
Yeah, it's always cool. Yeah,
Yes.
it's what I wanted.
Yes. Lilia, you're up.
I know it's shocking, but I'm gonna try to punch this vampire.
What?
I know,
Get-
it's
get out.
out there. I've never done this before.
Get out of town. No, really, get out of this town. It's dangerous. Yeah, that hits. Alright. 3 points of damage. Oh, there you go. Another 5 points.
We're
These
doing it, guys. We're doing it.
You're slowly punching away as you're just pounding into this stone-like flesh, little by little.
I think at this point my fists are just sore.
Yes.
All of us are sore.
All right. Meanwhile, the arrow cavalry continues from afar. This vampires are being focus fired down one by one. He's also gonna step back with his brother. Ezek is like, time to finish this. He's gonna come down with that battle axe. Jesus Christ! Come down again with the battle axe, and you watch as he cleaves her in twain. She's dead. Ormond, you're up. He's gonna move down a bit.
Motherfucking witch bolt.
Do it.
Nice.
Cool. Bzz.
It does.
And she heals up from the regeneration. And you watch as that vampire looks as if she's perfectly fine.
Damn it.
Ismark is looking weary at this point. He's like, what are these things made of? And he's gonna just try as hard as he can as he yells out a war cry, digs in deep for a whopping 8 points of damage. Caspin, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna change it up, guys. I'm gonna try firing a crossbow bolt.
Okay. Nope, that misses wide. Arabelle will draw a card. Orath, you get a luck die. Danica is going to fire her crossbow, which hits again at this one, the one that's being witch bolted repeatedly. And Orath, it is your turn.
You said I was given a card, or I can't remember.
Yes, you have a luck die.
Cool. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Yeah, I guess I'm just going to try to take the one I have grappled and smack it down to the.
Okay. That succeeds. She's on the ground now. That hits. Alright, 5 points of damage as you stab down onto the prone vampire.
And I'm assuming I just like have my foot on the vampire now if I'm still grappling it.
Yes, you're pinning her down with your big dragonborn foot. This vampire spawn will attempt to kill one of the guards.
Which one?
The one furthest away from you all.
Oh. Come on, guards. So, yeah.
Just barely. Alright, he's dead. And she will move up a bit. And then Yev will shoot his bow at the new focus target, which hits 4 points of damage as these hunters are piercing into the flesh with their expert marksmanship. The guards, the sad guards, will continue. Yep. Alright, Best, you're up again. Best, you are up.
Yep. Well, on the bright side, that motherfucker is being all hunky dory. So I'm gonna step on over to here a little bit,
Yep.
and And now I'm gonna go talk shit to this one right here with a solid, good old cantrip of Vicious Mockery. I'm not sure if you heard of it.
What's your DC?
Does not pass. My DC is 14.
Hey, there you go. Roll your damage.
And for that one, you know what? I don't even care that it's female. I'm just gonna call it a fucking micro penis and fucking tell her bitch ass to come on over here. Fucking, you know,
You don't want
doing
that.
doing the cross arms like on their pelvis and just, you know, doing that whole thing, taunting her. Come on over here, you fucking micro dick. And then immediately after saying that, I'm like, I'm gonna run away for like 5 feet because that's all I have left.
All right. Yes. Yes. You watch as the vampire is looking very sad after that statement about micropenis, and she's not sure why, though. The vampire next to you, Orath, will attempt 2 slashes at you. The first one will miss, but the second one, I believe, hits.
Yes.
So you take 5 points of slashing damage from that. She will stay where she's at. The one that you have grappled currently has disadvantage as well. She will first attempt to grab you at disadvantage.
Nope.
Which doesn't work, and that will remove that. And then she will attempt to just slash you, which does work. So she slashes deep into you this time, dealing 8 points of damage. And she will heal as well, just from the natural regeneration. The bats are sorry. Well, now you know. Now as the cloud gets closer to the city, you can see now that they are in fact bats, and there's a shitload of bats. They will be here relatively soon. Lilia, you're up.
So I can tell that there's literally a giant cloud of bats coming.
Yes. By now
I
you
also
can
pointed
tell
out
that they're
earlier.
bats. Yes. You can hear the flapping and the screeching and the.
Fuck. I
Fuck
go
indeed.
after this vampire and I yell at our archer friends to run.
Alright. Alright, that one hits. 3 points of damage. Your archer friend will look to his brother and nod, and he will begin to run away back towards the inn. Well, it's not his turn yet, but he'll be doing that similarly. Ezek will look at the target in front of him and begin to use his battle axe, followed by the flame attack, which does not hit. So he deals 6 points of slashing. Orman, you're up.
Da, 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 da. Guess what I'm doing?
Do it.
I'm gonna guess you're gonna punch something.
Yep, you got it. I'm gonna run up. Melee attack.
I'm gonna hit him with my scholar book.
How do you know that was the weakness?
8 points of lightning
Actually, a
damage.
silver-bound scholar book.
It like turns
Been
to
holding
dust
it back
as soon
this
as
whole
you
entire
hit it.
time.
Meanwhile, Ismark is going to town as well. And not doing great.
It does have an advantage. It's on the ground still.
Oh.
So maybe the first one hits.
Oh. Well, didn't it have a turn? It would have gotten up. It just
It has 0 movement because it's grappled.
Oh, true. Correct. So he does hit. So that is 3 points of damage. All right,
Take it.
Caspian, you're up.
Okay, now I'm gonna do something crazy. I'm gonna fire my crossbow.
Yes.
I hate being a cat.
Well, it's on the ground, so you have
It's
disadvantage.
prone.
Fuck!
Yes.
You could try to see if told that actually has an effect.
Sure, why the hell?
There you go. That's a wisdom save?
Hang on.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Oh.
So rip that. But, you know, what's coming up now is an Astro card, so be happy about that. You get a luck die, Orath. Congratulations.
Yay.
Danica will also run away because she's an archer after hearing your words, Lilia. I'm going to just take them out of the initiative order to save myself some hassle. Okay. Orath, you're up.
Alright, I'm attack the one that's on the ground with advantage. Hey!
Oh, there you go. Double
That's one
20s.
lot left. 5 damage.
Nice.
And I'm
Can I
going
borrow
to
your dice next time, Command?
and I'm going to knock the one next to me prone, hopefully. And I'm going to use the luck die.
Okay.
14.
Alright. You do. The one to the west? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to mark her as... I'll just... whatever that is. Okay. So now it is the one that Lilia's on's turn. She will turn and grab you, Lilia. Or try to. Which works. And then she's going to bite you. Try to. This is 15 does not hit thanks to your cloak. So you just managed to wriggle out of the way. But you are currently grappled. So I'm going to put you at this, whatever this thing looks like. Oh yeah, that's no longer in effect. Oh, she also heals. Gotta remember that.
Please don't. Don't remember that.
At this point, the guards, who barely have 2 attacks still, will attempt to do something. They do 4 points each to the vampires near them. Okay, and... okay. Best, you're up again.
So at this point, everyone is running away?
Yes.
Alright. Then I guess I'll join in on the fun of running away. But first, let me go ahead and help out, seeing how Lilia has been having a little bit of issues for some reason.
Some reason.
One reason or another, I think at this point I can see the same one I Vicious Mockeried, I'm gonna Vicious Mockery again. This time, can Dwarvish be Spanish?
Sure.
Fuck yeah, cabron! Fuck,
But-
it didn't work.
These vampires.
They're the wisest of vampires.
I don't think it worked because they didn't understand me.
Yeah, that one vampire didn't know Spanish. And look,
No, it replied back in perfect Spanish and Bess just looked shocked.
Pinche coño!
Alright, the one that you knocked down will get up, Orath. And she's gonna attempt to bite you.
You mean grab me first?
I can't remember if she grabbed you already or not. I thought she did, but maybe not. She's gonna try again. Nope. So she's gonna claw you. Nope. Failed again. The other one is going to attempt to claw you. Alright. That deals a lot of damage. 21 points of damage total as one of...
1 hit point.
Oh!
God.
Yes, so she is pissed and begins tearing through you as she's fighting for her life at this point, and the regeneration kicks in as she's healing her wounds as she does so. The bats are ever getting closer. Lilia, you're up.
alright.
Currently grappled right now.
I yell to Orath, and I say, you need to get Arabelle out of here, now. And then I will attempt to break out of my grapple.
Okay.
I forget it.
That is an action to do that.
Do I have a luck dice still? I don't remember at this point.
I don't think so. Not right now.
Okay.
Hold. Okay, if it's yeah, you get out. You manage to wriggle out.
Okay. I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna run over here and attempt to engage this one. So
You will eat an attack of opportunity though. From
What?
her. You will get slashed in the back. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. It misses as you swiftly duck out of the way.
All right, and then I will stand here as I try to block it getting to Orf as he runs.
Okay. Ezek at this point will continue his assault. Alright, that is 12 plus 3, 15 points of damage total. As he's doing his best to bring this creature down with green flame. Orman, you're up. If you want to do your lightning roll thing.
Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt. I need to get on the right screen. Lightning bolt. Static electricity discharge.
Yeah. Ismark will also continue his assault. One of them hits.
Advantage.
Oh, two of them hit. So 16 points of damage. So 8. And Caspin, you're up.
Well, that one that we've been damaging stood up, right?
Still prone.
I'm still stepping on her.
Let's try another Toll of the Dead. Why not?
My leg is basically like coming apart.
Yeah.
I have no healing spells left.
Are you good? Just saying what it looks like.
So can you do a wisdom save for me, Perry?
Yeah. Sorry. Told the dead.
Wait.
Did
Does that freaking... I think that meets my DC!
No.
Sick.
No.
Yep, that's my spell save DC exactly.
Alright. So, nope. Arabelle, meanwhile, will draw a card. And she will give it to you, Orath. Go ahead and roll a hit die.
Well, what?
A hit dice. Hit dice just to get the healing. Alright.
5 points of health. Yeah.
Yeah. And it is your turn.
I'm going to use the disengage and basically just put all my weight onto the vampire spawn with my leg as I walk over her. So that's 10 movement, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I'm going to lower down myself so she could jump on my back if she needs.
Okay. I would like you to make a perception check as you sort of run down this way. Yeah, okay.
I'm too focused on Arabelle right now.
Yes. This vampire spawn will tear at this guard. Oh, he's dead. F. And then she's gonna tear at the other guard. Yep. He's not looking great either. So he's mostly dead. So she's just tearing through them as they scream out in terror. The guards only get like one attack now because they've been whittled down, and that doesn't even hit at all. So, yep. The guards are proving to be largely ineffective at this point. Best, you're up.
Well, if there's one thing that I know best, haha, get it? My name? I'm so funny. Is this time I'm just gonna hit it with my bow because you know what? Wisdom sucks.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm gonna hit the one that is right next to Lilia.
Okay. It is currently still technically prone until her turn.
Then I'm going to.
Can I
Hit.
yell anything to him or no?
Yeah.
I tell him to get the fuck out of here after he's done.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, I was gonna shoot and run. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the one to her left then.
Okay. Go ahead and make that attack. Your shot goes wide and misses completely.
Damn, I suck with a bow.
Makes 2 of us today.
Dude, being a spellcaster without spells sucks. Also, I lost control of my character, question mark? Oh, there. Whoa. Okay. That's weird. It's not centered. Damn. Damn. I'm gonna run to here.
Okay.
With my fire to fight.
The vampire spawn will continue ripping up the guards. She's gonna heal though, so that's a thing. And then she's gonna claw her way through. Claw again. He's still alive for now, but he's not looking good. And the second vampire spawn, the one that is currently being wailed on by Lila, Ismark, and Ezek, will turn to Ezek and try to... Well, first she'll get up from being prone, finally. Not the Dragonborn is gone. And she will try to grab Ezek, which she does, and she will try to bite him, which she does. So she will heal 11 plus 10 from regeneration, and he will take 15 points of damage, and his hit points will be temporarily reduced by a lot. Okay. As he watches, like in his muscular neck, you see these black veins pulsating through where the necrosis is affecting him. The bats are now dangerously close. He is also grappled. Should put that down. Okay. Lilia, you're up. You're also not grappled anymore.
Okay.
So I'll take that off you.
I'm going to go here.
Flip over her.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna keep punching at her while I run for everybody else to get away while I block them off.
Okay. Go and roll damage. Okay. 4 points of damage. That does not hit, unfortunately. Ezek will continue his assault even though she's on top of him.
Yeah. Aw.
Yep. So he deals 15 points of damage to her. But she's looking rough, but she keeps regenerating and draining his life, so it's not looking good. Orman, you're up.
Ba-ba-ba-da.
Nice.
Okay. 10 points of damage. Ismark will also continue wailing on her. Nope. He misses completely. Caspin, you're up.
Fire crossbow bolt again. Yeah, I'll fire a crossbow bolt. It's not down anymore, right?
Correct. She's up. That hits. Go and roll damage.
Oh my god, yes.
Hell yeah, 2 points of damage. How do you want to do this?
Nope. Not quite. Arabelle will give you another. Any attack on the first attack on you has disadvantage again. Lilia. And Orath, you're up, and she will jump on Orath's back as well.
I cannot hear anything right now. I'm losing my consciousness, and once I just feel her get on top, I am dashing.
All right. You're dashing with her as far as you can. Make another perception check.
Oh,
Oh my god. All right.
It's basically the point of passing out, to be fair.
Yes. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. All right. So this vampire spawn will continue her.
you said that center of town's to the west, right?
Yes.
Okay.
She will continue her assault on this guy. Yeah, he's dead. And then she will move down to continue doing work down here, which does not hit, just barely on that guy. The guards. These fucking guards. I'm impressed any of them are still alive. Nope, they miss again. Best, you're up. You see Orath take off with Arabelle towards the center of town.
Since Lilia is still there, Vicious Mockery, the one that's directly north of her.
Okay.
Just fucking give her disadvantage, please.
Yep.
Hey!
Go ahead and do your damage.
I'm gonna do my damage. Damage. Well,
Whoa,
shit.
that's just a 2. It's fine.
Or a 2, whichever.
Yeah, I just did the 2 already. It's fine.
Yeah. It's fine. I didn't mean to
You're
do all
fine.
that. So after I Vicious Mockery that one by mooning it,
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead,
Yep.
pull up my pants,
Yep.
and as soon as I figure out this, I'm gonna have to grab it from the left. This is weird. Yeah. And run directly behind my boy.
All right.
That'll be my turn.
This vampire spawn is already fully healed, so she won't regenerate. So she will claw this guy. He's dead as she rips him apart. And she will move down and continue carving through all these men like basically butter. She's tag teaming with her other vampire spawn buddy at this point, who the one that is currently atop Ezek will heal with vampire regeneration.
Does the best get a perception check, or is this me who's getting this perception check?
Yeah, let's let Best get a perception check too. And she has disadvantage on this first bite on Ezek. So it misses, thanks to the Vicious Mockery. But then she will try to bite down again. Ooh! My god. So this
We don't have to fight him. Maybe I'll just die right here.
Oh my. This is gross. 10 plus 15. So she heals for 15.
Jesus fucking Christ!
And oh god. And then he's gonna take a total of 25 points of damage. Oh my goodness. At this point, you notice that he's looking bloodied. As now blood is dripping down his neck, and he looks pissed and he's tired.
Now you know what we were dealing with.
At this point, the bats have arrived on the scene, and they are all over the side of the city. You notice that they are currently atop these roofs.
Was Best making a perception check?
Yes, make one, please, Best. I'm not sure if he did or not already.
I don't think so.
No, I did not realize I was gonna make one. TBH. That was my bad. Sha.
Hey.
For the purposes of this, I'm just gonna have I'm gonna have all the bats on the same initiative. Sorry, don't mind me. All right. Oh my goodness. So that will go right after Lilia, basically. All right, Lilia, you're up.
Okay.
So did
I'm
Best
gonna-
just see the bats, or is it something else?
Oh, with your roll, Best, you actually notice off into the distance on towards the west side of town, you see a horse charging sort of towards you, but it's pulling a carriage, and with that roll, you see that riding atop the horse is Rictavio. You're just barely able to make it out from your current vantage point.
Well, thank fuck Rictavio is here, I suppose. He'll be able to help out a ton with us running the fuck away. So, can I relay that now, or is that like my next turn?
Yeah, you can relay it now.
Alright, I'll just go ahead and be like, Rictavio is coming, motherfuckers! Exactly like that.
At this point, these swarms of bats will all congregate around these guards. I don't think these ones will be able to attack, but they'll be able to get there. 2 of them will be. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55.
And it was my turn, right?
Yes, sorry, I've skipped your turn on accident. Sorry. Go ahead and go. 5, 10, 15, 20.
So can I use my action to disengage from the vampire here?
Yes, you may do
Alright.
that.
And then I'm gonna move here, and then I'm gonna yell at the others to seriously fucking run, and I'll try to hold the line here.
Okay. So you do that, you disengage from the vampire and begin to tell your friends to get the hell out of here. Meanwhile, shortly after that, you watch as this cloud of bats descends atop these poor guards who are still here and begin attempting to basically rip them apart bit by bit.
Jeez Louise.
The guards are terrified and they're surrounded by these bats. They're just barely able to like not be bitten to shreds by them, but they're screaming as the bats are obscuring their sight, and you just hear terrible screams coming from that direction. Meanwhile, Ezek is grappled. He's gonna try one more time to just actually let me see how smart he is. He's not very smart. Yeah, he's just gonna keep trying to kill her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he hits once for 9 points of damage. Oh god, Ezek, you're dumb. Alright, Orman, you're up. How many more of these do you have? Doesn't it last a minute?
It lasts for a whole minute if you hit with it.
It's been 10 rounds, I think, by now.
Has it been 10 rounds?
Yes, because the bats was a 10-round counter.
But he casted this
Well,
witch
no,
bolt
this
later.
is the second. Yeah, this is the second one.
Oh, okay, cool. Never mind. Continue.
Okay.
8
So,
plus 10.
yeah, 8 damage there.
Alright.
And are we trying to get the fuck out of here?
I'd say so.
Alright, then I'll proceed to get the fuck out.
Alright. Best and Orath are down south, basically.
I will.
Sadly, I think Witch Bolt will end if you get more than 30 feet away, if I remember correctly.
Well, I mean, I think my survivability right now is pretty integral to
To the plan.
cast again.
We
So
we need your witch bolt, my boy. Good old witch bolt.
gonna go ahead and try to survive. So you said squares to the west, yeah?
Yes. Yes, to the west. Southwest, basically, is where everyone's heading.
Okay. So then I'll head that direction.
Cool.
30 feet?
Yep.
Do I get there or no?
You would... hold on.
I don't know if these are 5 or 10.
5,
squares.
10, 15, 25, 30. You get right behind Best, basically.
Okay.
Okay. Meanwhile, Ismark is seeing that everyone's leaving, and he will also take the disengage action and get the fuck out. 5,
Smart lad.
20, 25, 30. He's going that way. He will yell out, I will rendezvous with you later. Thanks again, my friends. As he pants, as he runs away. That's his turn. Caspin, you're up.
Alright, well, I'll take one last shot with my friggin' crossbow before I get out of here.
Okay.
Aim for the one that's grappling onto what's-his-face.
Yes.
Hey.
Of course it hits now.
Yeah.
Alright. 5 points of damage. Good job.
Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I lagged. Hang on. There. Thank goodness for that ranger feat so I can keep up with you tall bastards.
This card might not do much, but I guess she will put disadvantage on anyone that tries to attack Orath. Since he's
On death's door.
on death's door. Orath, you're up. I assume you're still running straight ahead.
Yep. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
Okay. Cool. The vampire spawn will continue ripping these poor men apart. Yeah, he's dead. Rip in peace. And the guards... I'm not rolling for the guards anymore. Vest, you're up. What would you like to do? Best. What would you like to do?
You kind of got cut out there, so I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna do the same thing and just start running away.
Okay.
You know, I want to get the fuck out of there. And now that I see Lilia,
Yep. Let's pull out the old ruler.
The ruler. Uh-oh.
ruler.
Yeah, I'm just seeing how far you can get. Do you want to move yourself or do you want me to move you?
You can move me, it's fine.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. You do have 60, right? For some reason, I remember. Oh, no, you only have
That'd
25.
No. 50, right?
Yeah.
You move 50 up with a dash.
5, 10, 15, 20,
So it'd probably be like right there.
45, 50 over here. So your little dwarf legs aren't quite as fast as everyone else's. This vampire spawn will attempt. She is already fully healed, so she's just gonna slash him. So she slices through him like he's paper, and we'll go to the next target, which she hits, but he's still alive. The other vampire spawn that is currently atop Ezek will continue biting down on him.
Oof. Bye, dude.
Dear God. 11. So she heals for 10 from the regen, just a natural, plus another 12 from the biting. And he takes 12 plus 11. It's just 23 points of damage. So he's slowly losing all of his strength. Lilia, it is your turn. I'd like you to make a perception check.
Like me to what?
Make a perception check for me, please. Okay. What do you do?
Cool. I'm gonna go here and block the exit that they're taking.
Okay. The swarms of bats will begin doing all manner of nasty things to these poor men. Yeah, that'll hit. So how many bats are there? 5 of these? Okay, I'm just going to roll 5 of these things. dear fucking god. All right.
Only 2 hit.
Yeah, so one of them bites into this man, and he's on death's door. He's not quite dead yet. And then the other one just gets devoured by all the bats, and you just hear these terrible screams come from that direction as he is picked apart by the hundreds of bats surrounding him. Ezek, at this point, isn't dumb enough to play this game anymore. He's going to attempt, as best as he can, to break free. Which I believe is just his strength, since he doesn't have athletics for whatever reason. So, all right.
Hey.
Doesn't? A weakness.
He breaks out. He pushes her off of him, and he is not even gonna disengage. He's just gonna fucking run after this, limp maybe even. So he's gonna eat this attack of opportunity.
Ooh.
For another 8 points of damage.
He has a low AC, guys.
Yes.
Know this in the future.
5, 10,
We come back, he's
15.
got plate mail. Shit!
Damn it.
50. Alright, he's right here by you, Lilia, now. You see the big man is just complete, like there's blood covering him from head to toe at this point. As he's just bolting out of there. It's like, those things are monsters. Orman, it's your turn.
One. Is it range or sight? The target is ever outside your spell range. Okay, so out of range, head into the square,
Cool.
dash.
Yep. Go for it. Put yourself where you need to be.
Is it where Best and
Yep.
okay.
Cool. Ismark at this point is continuing running the fuck away. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. He's bolting out of here. Caspin, I assume you're bolting with everyone.
Yeah, I'll take the dash. I actually have
30.
30 feet of movement normally, too.
Yes.
Thank God! I passed the dwarf!
Go ahead and put yourself where you're gonna be.
So that's an extra 10 feet of movement, right?
Yes.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Alright. Orath, you're up.
I am off the map.
Yay! The vampire spawn will... I'm just gonna do...
I can't even see them anymore.
The vampire spawn does something you don't know, because you don't see them anymore.
Let me guys kill someone.
That's a good guess. And also fully healed by now. TBH.
I mean, I see it, and yeah.
Best, it's your turn. I assume you're following. Or what are you doing?
I'm following outside of the map, running away.
Alright. I'll put you out of sight. Then these vampire spawn will go as far as they can.
Bastards.
5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55. Alright, Lilia, you watch as the two vampire spawn are coming after, giving chase to both you and Ezek.
Oh, Jesus.
Make another perception check before this. All right. This time you notice not far from the distance and coming at an alarming speed, what appears to be a horse. Its hooves and mane are wreathed in flame, and riding atop it is a man. It's coming at a speed that you've never quite seen before. This thing is coming fast and is headed straight for this area of the city.
It's not Rictavia?
No, this horse is flying in the air, and its hooves are flames. Yes.
Okay.
Running.
I will just prepare to dodge and continue to guard this exit.
Okay. Alright. The bats will move down. I believe they have 30 feet of movement. Okay. 5,
Jesus Christ.
15, 20, 25, 30. And it will try to attack you. These bats swarm around you, Lilia. But you dodge out of the way. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, not able to attack. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. 10. 35, 44, 50, 55. Alright. Ezek at this point looks all around him. Shit. And he will try to disengage and keep running. He's trying to get out of here as best as he can. Orman, you're up.
Skedoodling.
Alright. You're off the map. Ismark is off the map. Just gonna delete him entirely. Caspin, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna turn and try to fire a crossbow bolt at the bats there.
Okay.
That specific swarm. Might as well.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Alright, you managed to take a few of the bats. You pierce through a couple of them. Right through the center of the swarm of them.
5, 6.
The vampire spawn at this point. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. She can't attack though. Best, you're already off the map. I'm just gonna get rid of you guys if you're off the map. The vampire spawn will attempt to grapple you, Lilia. You don't have this protection anymore. That misses, so she will just claw you. She also misses as you're dodging out of the way. You're taking the dodge action too, so they already have disadvantage. Miss. You're just dodging, doing your best you can to keep...
Is Rictavia almost there to help her?
No, he's catching up to you guys, though. At this point, however, you notice that your boy, Strahd, has arrived. And as you see what this looks like... yeah, so it's pretty good. Hold on. I thought there was a better handout. Oh, here you go. So this is kind of what the creature he's riding atop looks like.
on.
Yes. And you can make a history check if you'd like to see if you know what the hell that thing is, or Arcana, whatever's better for you.
Why not?
You're about to die, you might get some info. Nope. Alright. And this is about as far as he can make it right now.
I can't see him, so I'll take that as a good sign.
Lilia, you're up.
Alright, can I run through these bats?
If you disengage, which you
So
would
that
want to,
I can't dash though?
you couldn't dash if you disengaged. I mean, if you disengage, if you don't disengage, you're gonna eat attacks of opportunity from every single one of these things except for like one set of bats.
Alright, I will.
Most certainly probably die if you do that.
I will disengage
Okay.
and then attempt to run.
Okay. So move as far as your movement
Are
will
you
go.
sure you don't have a key point left?
I really, really wish I did. I haven't had one this whole fucking bat.
Can
Okay.
I cast Rescue?
No. The bats will move towards you. 10, 15, 20, 25. Alright, 10, 15, 20, 25. Alright, 10, 15, 20, 25. 30. That one doesn't quite get there, but it will like be there. 5, 10, 15, 25, 35. Okay, so they're there, but only 3 of them get to attack you. Only.
I'm sure I can't cast Rescue.
I'm pretty sure you can't.
Damn it.
Miss, hit, miss. All right, so you get bit by a few of the bats for 6 points of piercing damage as their little bitty bites are covering you up. Ezek, meanwhile, as you have all the bats on you, is gonna take this opportunity to get the fuck out as far as ways he can.
Cause he's a bastard.
Yeah. He's looking out for number 1. Caspin, what are you doing? You're still technically...
I know. I'm gonna take another shot with my crossbow at the bats. I don't suppose I can see which ones I hit before.
I'm gonna say you can, why not? Because I feel bad. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll take another shot with my crossbow.
Yep. No, that's not gonna hit.
Fuck.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Gotta run away.
I'll move here and hold position for now.
Okay. Alright, the vampire spawn at this point. I'm gonna, just for my own sake, put them here. They can't attack you right now, but they're gonna surround you, basically. That's their turns. So, Lilia, you are surrounded once again.
Fun.
Can I see the map that she's on right now?
She's way behind you guys by now. But yeah, you see bats all like swarming her. Like, you can't even see her.
Some bad news. It's not looking good.
You just see hundreds of bats in like a tornado, like in one singular spot with 3 vampires. Well, you don't even see the 3 vampires. There's too many bats.
I can see it all. This isn't looking good.
Yes.
Can I even disengage from this many?
Yeah, I'm gonna say you can run through the bats and
Through
stuff.
the bats? I can't run through the vampires though.
Well, yeah, but you can run around. Like you can go down and around.
What you need to do is see if there's a window, if you're in a house, and jump through the window.
Parkour.
Yeah, let's do that. Are there windows in the house behind me?
I'm gonna say yes.
Really?
Yeah, somewhere.
With their metal bard.
You try to jump through and then boom.
Well, first I'm gonna disengage. That's happening.
Okay.
And then if you can get there, I will get here, I guess, and pray.
Okay. At this point, it is Strahd's turn.
You'll say, okay, minions, time to leave. We did enough work here.
He flies with his horse. This thing is stupid fast.
Oh God!
Yo, chill.
And jumps down to meet you, Lilia. And he just smirks. And he says, well, well, well. Where are the rest of your friends? And then he will beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, I spat at him when he landed, and that's about all I'll be able to do.
Yeah. Actually,
He dodges the spit.
He hits it back at you, actually.
actually,
He
No,
catches
he
it with his
takes-
mouth. And then spits.
Yeah.
make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay. You are just angry as you stare at this devilish creature, and he looks into your eyes, and you feel this sort of sensation come over you, but you shake it off as you glare at him and spit in his face, and he just sort of looks a bit surprised, but then smiles even wider.
Likes you.
Yeah.
He was gonna mind control me, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He's gonna charm that ass.
Yes. But he, before Caspin's next turn, he will use a legendary action to punch you. So with overwhelming speed, he's just gonna... Oh, yeah. Oh,
Smiles.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So he sort of smirks
Okay.
and he says, well done, and then just punches you in the face. And as you feel this immense punch just come out of nowhere extremely, extremely quickly, you just fall to the ground, and that's the last thing you see.
Caspin has flashbacks.
Caspin, you just watch as he decks her.
Well,
It's your turn, by the way.
Well,
yeah,
she
no,
almost died to the vampire
I'm
spawn,
going
now she died to
to
the
try to get out of
vampire.
his sight and then probably keep running.
Okay.
Can I do it stealthily?
Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Why not? Let's see if this helps. I've been rolling so well tonight.
All
You
right.
know.
And that's where we'll stop for tonight.
No, this is like a 3-4 session encounter. What the fuck?
That's
Hey,
it.
there's a roleplay during all that.
I know, but Jesus. Strahd, leave us
Jasmine
alone.
curses and turns and runs.
I think I was gonna die regardless. I think you guys lucked out that I wasn't mind control.
Where are your friends? Oh, they went that way.
They went that way. I can run 80 feet if I dash. I can catch him for you.
Yeah, that would have
So,
been a good idea. You would have ran out of the view distance of Strahd, so.
I was kind of hoping that charm would work. Damn it.
I couldn't dash. I had to keep disengaging.
But that charm worked, man. Ah, we'd had to fight
Just-
Lilia.
Yeah.
I was trying my best to help you get away, but I have no spells left.
I would have been so happy. But some.
Vampire Lilia.
Oh, so good.
I mean, I'm unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably still happening.
Rox is dead. Rox, time to roll for a new character.
Yeah, so
Lilia!
yeah, I would say make sure you have a new character next time.
All I did gonna
There
be a
is-
happy druid.
There is no guarantee I'm getting the hell out of this still either, so...
So that was fun.
I
Thanks.
told y'all to fucking run. How
Yeah,
many
well, you-
I
times?
did.
Yep. At this point, Best just quits because Lilia died, so
Oh my goodness.
Best retires.
That was
You can't do that. Lily sacrificed herself for you.
Lilia!
You can still retire and live out the best life.
That's true. I could have a family, Lilia. A family of little bests.
We all know that's
Please
not what
don't.
you want. You're gonna go back to a life of stealing and hookers. We
You're
both know
fucking
this.
right. Hookers and blow,
Maybe not
baby.
in that order, but definitely that.
maybe not, but probably
Oh,
definitely.
really? Hookers and blow, huh?
Oh,
Hookers and blow, huh?
hi.
Rip.
Hi.
Ooh,
How long have
Hey.
you been there?
Florida, looks like the
Why
patch
not?
notice just dropped.
Oh, fuck yeah,
Hookers
bud.
and blow, baby.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see how they get out of the situation or whatever.
And
What's gonna happen
thank
next time.
you, Baldy, for killing Lilia.
It
And
wasn't
last
me.
but
It was
not
Strahd.
Last but not least, fuck you, Sarah.
Why?